Well, Nathan, it's defeat on the road at Lancaster City this evening. Freezing cold night and not the best evening for your side.
No, listen, as a group, we're massively disappointed. Lancaster were, they were good value on the night. They worked hard, as did we. But uncharacteristically, two catastrophic mistakes have cost us, and it's hard to score goals in this league. And they've gone 2-0 up. They've defended well. We've pushed it at the end. We've scored, but it wasn't enough to get something out of the game. But I can't knock the lads too much. They've worked the socks off. They've worked hard against a very good team. We've just been undone on the night with two mistakes.
Yeah, and in terms of how the first half panned out, it was never like to be a pretty game given the conditions. The pitch basically freezing as the game was going on. But both teams sort of had half chance like anything too clear cut.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a game between between the boxes really. Tough in that there was no real quality because it was a lively pitch. But they were very effective at the balls going into the box. And it took us a while to really adjust. So, on the balance of play, they've had the lion's share in terms of creating the chances. We've been good between the boxes, but ultimately at the top end we didn't create enough. But at the back end, it's mistakes that's cost us.
Yeah, and I suppose really the big letter in that first half was their number 9 going in on goal. Obviously, when he puts it over the bar, you might perhaps think that it could be all night, and the Nathan was going at half-time nil, a chance to regroup and come out fire in the second half.
Yeah, they went through. Obviously, the lad probably should have done a bit better. He should have at least hit the target. You get that little bit of luck in games. We had a couple of half chances ourselves in the first half. Again, skewing shots. It was probably down to the pitch and things bobbling up. But at 0-0, I think it was fair at half-time.
Yeah, and then in that second half, again, it sort of started off in a similar vein to the first half, but then the two goals that we did concede, quite close together as well. Both of them really sort of it's killed the game off in a way, and at the same, the manner of them as well, particularly disappointing.
It's tough to take. It is. It really is. But Lancaster haven't broke us down. It was our own downfall. Shane conditions, ball. Obviously, the cold weather has probably played a part in him not grasping the ball. He's been outstanding, so I'm not gonna, I'm certainly not pointing the finger at Shane on that. And Sonny's come on in a very lively game. Square pegging around all in essence with Colby going off, which was a big turning point for us. Sonny's not a left back, he's not left-footed. Got disorientated a little bit, and they've put it across the goal and they've scored. So it's sometimes you just got to hold your hands up and say, look, it was one of those nights where it just was never going for us.
Yeah, and then Whitby did give themselves a bit of hope towards the end. Brad Hughes, very instinctive finisher, lifting it over the goalkeeper, and he's one of those players in particular tonight where he didn't perhaps get the ball as much as he would have liked. He didn't have the chance to go on and goal like he does like to do, but eventually got that chance and took his chance well. That was
Brad's best performance this season. He's won headers, he's shielded the ball, he's run forwards, he's used the space very well. He's done the basics of the game very, very well, and he deserved that goal tonight. It was a fabulous finish. Running behind, that's what I want to see more of from him. But we didn't do that enough in the game. We wanted to turn him. It was a non-league game. We had to turn them. We had to stretch it. We didn't do it enough. We tried to overplay. Where they did the basics, get the balls into the box, and ultimately that's what's caused the mistakes for us to concede. So tonight, where we've been, not for the first time, in my 3 years, we've been outfoxed again by a real experienced Lancaster side.
Yeah, and then in terms of that injury, I already touched it for Colby Shepherd. Came out for the start of the second half, didn't look to moving too well. Started in the second 4-5 minutes, and then was taken off shortly after. Would have seen their limp off. Doesn't look too good for him.
It's a bad one. He doesn't look good. He's got a massive golf ball there on his shin, so I certainly don't think he'll be okay for Saturday. Obviously, he needs to see the physio, some rest, ice. And we'll review it over the course of the week. But an important player for us, and it'll be a massive miss. But unlucky for us tonight, Haslam, who would normally deputise at left back, obviously suspended. But he'll come back in on Saturday from his suspension, and like I say, he'll be fine there.
Yeah, and that's so you've got to look at the positives going into that game at base on Saturday, because Colby mentioned expected to be out now, but Aaron Haswell coming back. But then the other predicament you've got is obviously Dan Rowe being suspended for that one after picking up 5 yellows.
Yeah, well, it's like I keep saying, it's a squad game, and it gives someone else an opportunity. you know, it doesn't worry me. Dan's a big player for us, but you know, as throughout the season, you're going to miss some of your big players, and you've got to deal with that. So we'll go to Baseford, and as I keep saying, we'll do our thing, and hopefully we're a bit more productive in front of goal than what we were tonight. Not a slight on the strikers, but just in terms of how effective we are, I'm sure we will be. I think tonight was just one of those nights where, you know, a more experienced team have played to the conditions a lot better than we have.
Nathan.